Welcome to Real State of Mind, a show for new and experienced agents who are looking for real-life strategies to run a profitable business. My goal is to share actionable items that you can start implementing immediately. If you're ready to drop the excuses and show up as the agent you intend to be, you're in the right spot. I'm your host, Amanda Knight, Dallas-Fort Worth real estate professional. Let's get started. Today's topic is all about building your business with client reviews. And so we know how important they are just because in your market, let's be honest, there's probably hundreds, if not thousands of agents that clients can go to. And so they're going to pick the one that they know, like, and trust. You want to be the one that gets to them from the beginning, and that comes with reviews. I'm sure you saw the statistic that I shared with you yesterday that 85% of clients look at reviews before they even hire an agent. Those numbers are huge. And as you guys know, we're headed into a changing market. I'm sure you're starting to see a little bit longer days on market, more price decreases. So it's going to be very beneficial for you if you have reviews so that clients can gain your trust before they even call you to interview you for the job.
Yeah, everyone's looking at reviews. I'm always looking at reviews. I'm checking them out. And I feel like there's just some credibility behind it when you have more reviews, right? Even when I'm working with other real estate agents, if you look up, typically I look up their Zillow profile. And if I see that they have a lot of reviews, I'm like, oh, okay.
They're legit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about the platforms when you request reviews from your clients. I'm just simply talking about, setting up a Google business profile so that you can send them a link to post a review for you through Google Business. So Facebook business page is also another one. Zillow, Realtor.com is one. Is there any others that you can think of for your clients to go to post a business review for you?
The two main ones are my Facebook business page and Zillow. Now on Zillow, I'm sure everybody knows that you can only have reviews on there of legitimate buyers and sellers. And with Facebook, it doesn't have to actually be legitimate. So there's been a time where I've reached out to people on Instagram like, hey, if I have motivated you, inspired you, or done, answered questions for you, or anything, if you wouldn't mind like writing a review for me, I feel like the more reviews, the better. So just keep that in mind. Even if you were a resource for somebody, an investor that is always asking for roofers, plumbers, ask them to write a review for you.
Yeah, definitely. And so I used to heavily focus on Zillow, and this is for my team and I. We've steered away from Zillow because I don't know. I mean, Zillow is not very well managed, and you don't know where the world of Zillow is going, especially because they're trying to cut the agent out of it. So I don't focus on Zillow anymore because, if they decide to take away the premier agent and all of those reviews, all of my reviews would be gone and I would have nothing else. So that's why I also lean on, I do Facebook business page, yes, because that's huge, especially social media, but the Google business as well, so that as soon as they're typing in Arlington Realtor or Mansfield Real Estate, my name is popping up with those reviews.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, awesome. So when it comes to setting up a system, we each, communicate with our clients differently and ask for reviews differently. For me, I focus more towards the end of the transaction. Want to make sure everything else went smooth. And what that system looks like is sending an email 2 days prior to closing, asking for a 5-star review. So that's a big key word for me. It's always, I hope that you've enjoyed working with me as much as I've enjoyed working with you. Would you mind writing a 5-star review for myself and my team? And so that's always done for me 2 days prior to closing, and putting those links into that email so that it's just very easy for them to click on, post it, and then hopefully they go back to the email and they're clicking on another link and posting it there too.
Yeah. I've been planting the seed. So I like to always mention it in the buyer consult that, I want them to have, kind of towards the end and just mentioning, as we're wrapping things up, I really want you to have a great experience and for us to enjoy working together. And I would love to earn that 5-star review from you. I even recently, I didn't mention it in the buyer console, but I had mentioned it at the property that we were touring one time randomly. So even if you aren't doing a buyer console, like you can easily bring it up during the house or while you're touring properties or on the phone, just like try to plant that seed with them. And then always right before closing, because they're waiting for that Ulta statement, they're ready for closing, they're anxious. And I always mention, hey, it would really help me out in my business. Would you mind writing a 5-star review for me? And usually that has been the best time for me to ask is right before closing. And then if they hadn't done it yet by actual closing day, we're sitting around this table for an hour chit-chatting. It's something that I'll mention then. Hey, did you have a chance to write that 5-star review? Usually we're waiting for funds. Hey, I've got the link right here for you. Like, please write this review for me. And then once I actually got really into doing reviews, there was a couple transactions in the past that I never reached out to them in the beginning to getting reviews. It was like the last thing I was thinking about as I was new. And I was kind of nervous at first to reach back out to them, but this is a great opportunity to be able to touch base with them, see how they're doing. And like I mentioned before, I just say, hey, do you mind doing me a favor? It would really help me out in my business if you wouldn't mind writing this 5-star review for me. Send them the link. You could even send like a video email to somebody, make it a little bit more personable if you didn't want to call. And then one last thing that I wanted to mention was maybe like an incentive for them is like, hey, I'll send you a $5 Starbucks card, or I will enter you in this giveaway that I'm going to be doing. And it could be something that you could leverage on social media. Hey, anybody that I have helped out in real estate, buy, sell, answer questions, been a resource for you, please write a review for me on my Facebook business page, and I will enter you in to win this giveaway.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. I'm also asking the day of closing there at the closing table because, while our title company, they're taking the IDs and making copies, or while they're scanning all the docs and, whatever it is, I'm sitting there saying, hey, I loved working with you. My business runs on referrals just like any other business owner. So I'm asking them as well. And having a template in your notes section of your phone just to have that ready so that when you are sitting there, you could fire it off to both of them and put it in a group message, because chances are the wife will do it right then and there. The husband is not going to know what to say. And so when he does have the words formulated, or when she says, here, just let me do it and I'll just mix it up from mine, they both have the links there together. Also post-closing. So 1 week after closing, still, if you have not gotten any reviews from them, you're not bothering them. They enjoyed working with you. So if you're doing a simple follow-up call to say, hey, we're 1 week past closing. How's everything going? Do you have any questions? Is there anything I can do for you? No? Okay, awesome. Well, hey, I know that you're still getting settled in, but would it be too much trouble for you to sit down for 2 minutes and write a 5-star review for me? And usually because they're, getting unpacked and they're feeling a little bit, de-stressed now that they're in the home, they're more than happy to do that for you. You and I think so much alike, CV, because same thing, offering a reward system. So while I don't do that, it's something that can easily be done. And you could even do, here's 4 links of different profiles, Zillow, Google, Facebook, and Realtor.com. Here's 4 of them. For each one that you do after the first one, I'll give you an extra $5 gift card to Starbucks. And so when you put something like that, it's like an incentive, especially if they have kids. They're like, oh yeah, the kids are like, do it, let me get those gift cards. So something simple like that.
Yeah, and people are reading the reviews. I sold a house for this woman, Jean, I guess last year. That's weird to say, 2019. And I had asked her when she initially had called me how she had heard about me, and she said Zillow, and she had mentioned, she's like, it looked like you had a lot of really good reviews. And make sure that these pages look good. I really took time to make sure my Zillow profile had a really nice profile bio. I have a nice video on there. The photo is just, it's so small on the screen, and I have a really close-up photo. And so, yeah, she said that she reached out to me because of my Zillow review. So I promise you that people are reading these.
Yeah, definitely. Also asking your clients, hey, once you guys get all moved in, I can't wait to see all the furniture that you picked out and decorating the front room. Why don't you go ahead and post it on Facebook and tag me in it?
That's cute.
And then all of their friends they're commenting, and it's crazy when you do a great job. And especially if you have like those super social clients that they just bring your name up any and every time real estate is mentioned. So make sure you're really talking to those clients and getting as much exposure, especially on social media, as you can. Email is great. Text is great. Picking up the phone and just saying, hey, can I count on you to write a 5-star review for me? Okay, great. I'm going to text you the link as soon as we get off the phone. Really looking forward to it. Putting that pressure on to say, can I count on you? People are like, oh yeah, I don't want to let you down.
Yeah.
Also, check into your website. Does your website have a page that you can add additional, like an about me, a blog, homes, and then see if you can do testimonials. Have maybe a link on there that says click here to write a testimonial, or have your other client reviews on there as well. It will really help, especially if they're already on your website looking at homes or getting property evaluations. They can see that right there at the front. And obviously repurposing these, right? So as soon as you're getting a review from Zillow or Facebook or Google, putting it into a social media graphic and putting it testimonial Tuesday, hashtag or whatever it is, and just make sure that you're consistent with it, because you worked hard to work really great with that client, then get the review. So get on there and show it off.
Post that graphic, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and then tag them so that it shows up on their social media platforms that they wrote this review about you. And then also Facebook memories. Every time, on that day that, let's say that pops up, like a year ago, I sold Kim's house, and that old graphic, I'm still sharing that again. Even though I posted that a year ago, people don't remember. And I reposted, I tagged them again. They had a great experience with me, and they don't mind. This is a free way for them to support you and your business. So that just like leverage, repurpose these reviews. Also, I put the review in my buyer console, and then my listing packet. I have like the Zillow logo on there, a list of a couple of the actual Zillow reviews on there.
Yes, I do that as well. And it speaks volume when you're going over your listing presentation and, you're getting towards the end of it and you're saying, don't just take my word from it. Look at these few 5-star reviews that my clients have wrote for me. And if that's not enough proof for you, here's the link that you can go and look at these other ones too. So yes, I put reviews in all of my consultations. It helps validate who you are as a person and as, their expert that they're going to hire.
The last thing I really wanted to mention about it was after they write that review, every week one of my goals is a certain amount of handwritten notes. So that would be a really easy way to count one of those off my list. Like if they wrote me a review, well, they're going to get a handwritten note from me. Hey, thank you so much for writing that review. It really meant a lot. I appreciate it. Everyone likes handwritten notes, and I think they'll be like, wow, I know she's so busy and she took the time out of her day to write that. Is nice.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Now, let's talk about who to ask for reviews, because like you mentioned, asking contractors, I love that idea. Isn't that great? Like you work with roofers, you work with plumbers, you work with electricians, all these people. Like
Oh, I asked our admin one time. I
Yeah.
was like, "Can you write a review for me?" And she wrote how positive I was and loved seeing me in the office every day and all this stuff. It's like on the Facebook business page, anyone could write a review for you. So
Right. It does. There's nothing except for Zillow. There's nothing against, having your lender write a review for
right,
you, having, like,
relationships.
yep, we have a barbecue place right up the street, and I have no problem going to them to say, hey, I know as a small business owner, your business runs off of referrals. So I would love it if you could go on to my business page and write me a review. And in turn, I'll do it for you as well. Or when you go in there and you already have one written for them and they see you next, like they're going to be so happy that you took time out of your day to write a review for them. They're just naturally going to do it for you in return.
So, what
Seriously, like,
questions do you have?
I was thinking, my list that I came up with was lenders, title companies, inspectors, insurance. If you have somebody that you recommend, I had an insurance agent who I still recommend to my clients, and I don't expect anything in return from him. He not only wrote a positive review for me, but we have Dallas small companies, and he nominated me for a small business owner award and like made this super sweet review for me. Like, that is so awesome. While I didn't win it, it was still just like something for me to advertise. Right. The fact is that he went out of his way, wrote that review for me, and now I can repurpose it and put it out there. And that's another person that's in the business. So local business owners and business partners. So just like you were saying. So I don't think that you have to just ask reviews from your clients. You can ask them from anybody in general. I think it's just,
Yeah.
sharing the type of professional person you are, the expertise that you bring to the table, anything like that. Oh, one more thing I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
Write other reviews for agents, and naturally, again, they'll write them back for you in return. So like, I know a few agents where they are just getting started in the business. I do not feel a threat from them whatsoever. Yet if I go on and just say, worked a deal with so-and-so, she really was professional throughout the transaction and represented her client, 5-star review, like that's going to not only make their day, but they're going to go back and say the same exact thing about you. So I don't have a problem writing other reviews for agents.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad to see so many familiar faces. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad that we are back. And yeah, we'll be back next Wednesday.
Have a great week, everybody. We'll talk with you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that is it for today. What did you take away that you will immediately start doing in your business? Comment below or screenshot this episode, post it, and tag me in it. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on great episodes like this one. Thank you so much for listening. Talk with you soon.